Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is control and coordination, we were talking about coordination in animals. We have started to understand the coordination in animals, and sorry, before we'll go and understand the human nervous system, we came to know that in case of a multicellular organism, not only the nervous system, but yes, also the hormones, they are also responsible for the coordination. But in case of a smaller organism, it is the nerves and the nerve cells. They used to join together to form a network of nerve fibers, and these nerve fibers help in carrying the information to the different carrying the information and help in responding according to the stimulus. Talking about our own sense organs, so there are 5 sense organs including eye, ear, nose, tongue and skin. Every sense organ are having cells. These sensitive cells present at the sense organ, they are called as receptors. Basically the role of the receptor that it used to carry the informations, and how, see, all the stimulus, when it come in contact with the sense organ, it used to release a chemical substance. Actually, all the stimulus is having some chemical substance. So as it reaches to the receptor of our sense organ, like in case of our eyes, photoreceptor is there, which is there to see anything for sight. For smell, in case of a nose, phonoreceptor. Olfactory receptor is for tongue. Then gustatory receptor, that is for taste, and skin, for skin, thermoreceptor is there. So these are the different kind of receptors. So when a stimulus come in contact with these receptors, it used to release chemical substance, and these receptors, they used to take this chemical substance and convert it into electrical impulses. Now these electrical impulse, these electrical informations will be carried out through the nerve cell. Now the nerve cell, which used to carry the information from in the form of electric impulse from the sense organ to the brain or the spinal cord, that is called as sensory nerve cells. The name sensory itself explains that it is actually carrying the information from the sense organs. And they used to carry this information reaches to the brain or spinal cord. Spinal cord and brain together, they used to respond, they used to give the information to another nerve cell, which is called as a motor nerve cell, motor neuron, and this motor neuron used to give information to the effectors. What are effectors? Muscle cells or our glands, which used to respond to the stimulus, they are called as effectors. So basically for response, the brain or spinal cord give information in the form of electrical impulses to these effectors with the help of a motor neuron. Okay, so this is how a person used to respond to the stimulus. Okay, so how the sense organ help in responding, this is how. That's why the name is given sense organ, because they are very sensitive, they are having the sensitive cells. If we look at the control and coordination in animal students, so we know that the higher animals, the coordination occur with the help of the nervous system as well as the glands, which is included into the endocrine system. We have started to understand the human nervous system. And the smallest unit which is included into this nervous system is the nerve cell. We know that all the cells, they combine to form the system, and that is called as the, in case of a nervous system, it is the nerve cells which used to combine together to form the nervous system. What is the role of a nervous system? It helps in controlling the thing, and as well as it helps in carrying the information from any one part to the other, and also used to carry the information from the brain to the different parts of the body. So here we said that In a human nervous system, it's received the information, it interpret, process and interprets, and according to that it used to respond. Now the unit, the smallest unit of a nervous system is nerve cell, which is called as neuron. So let us try to understand about neuron. We have seen here the first thing, that is neuron is what? It is the largest cell in the human body. Yes students, it is the largest elongated cell and its role is to carry the information. Okay. Why it is the elongated or the large? Because it has to carry the information from one part to other. And it is because of this reason it is the larger. When you look at the structure, so we can, let me write here one thing, that neuron carries messages in the form of electrical impulses. In the form of electrical impulses or nerve impulse or nerve impulse. So here students, when we talk about the neuron, a neuron basically consisting of three parts. Okay, so these three compartments, these three components of the neuron are: neuron has three components. These are, the first one is axon, the second one is dendrites, and third one is cell body. So cell body, dendrite and axon. These are what? These are the three components of the neuron. Looking at the cell body, you will find that the cell body of a neuron is typical like for the animal cell, which contain cytoplasm, which contain nucleus in it. Outside to this, a number of thin wires, thin fibers, they stretches out, and in which one of the longest fiber which stretch out, which is covered with a myelin sheath, that is called as axon. And finally, these axons are consisting of a nerve ending. The thin fibers which came out through it, the small thin fibers, these are called as dendrites. So let us see the structure, and then we will move that how the neuron used to transmit the information from one neuron to the other. So now this will be, again, it can be divided into two students. Okay, it will be divided into, now you can see here that this will be like Okay, these are some of the dendrites. Now these dendrites will be like it will be consisting of a nerve ending. So suppose this is what, this is the nerve ending. This is the nerve ending. They are also divided. A different nerve endings are present here. So different nerve endings are there, students. Inside it, a nucleus is present. Then cytoplasm is also present along with it. Okay. Myelin sheath is there, student, which is covered. A myelin sheath is there. Okay, it is covered with a myelin sheath. Okay, the also cytoplasm will go through, even through that of the axon also, students. Okay, and this is what, this is the dendrite. So talking about the name, so we can write here just what, it is the dendrite. This is the dendrite, student. Then this one is what? This is axon. Then this is what? This is myelin sheath. Myelin sheath. Okay. I'm sorry, student. This is cell body. Okay. This is the cell body, and that is nucleus. It is nucleus. This is cell body. This is cytoplasm. This is axon. These are nerve endings. These are nerve endings. Okay. Now, let us try to understand here that what is the role of a different sections. So, let us start to understand that what is a cell body. So, cell body is the same as the cell of the animals, which consisting of a nucleus, which consisting of a cytoplasm in it. So, we can say here that cell body of the neuron is a typical animal cell consisting of nucleus and cytoplasm. You can see here the cell body consisting of a cytoplasm as well as it consisting of the nucleus in it. So it is like a typical cell. There are nerve fibers are there, students. You can see these are the nerve fibers, small nerve fibers, which is called as dendrites. And a long nerve fiber which came out through the cell body itself, that is called as axon. So I hope you have understood the cell body. So I am rubbing it. Next part is, that is a number of long and thin fibers. A number of long and thin fibers are stretching out from the cell body. Are stretching out of the cell body. Are stretching out of the cell body of the neuron, and the cell body of neuron, this is called as the cell body. Okay, thin fibers. The shorter fiber on the body is called as dendrites. Is called as dendrites. Shorter fibers is called as dendrites. Now, a long fiber, a longest fiber which came out through the cell body is called as axon, and this axon is covered by a protective sheath which is made up of fats and protein. A longest fiber came out of the cell body is called as axon. This axon is covered with the protective covering called myelin sheath, which is made up of, I am writing here, proteins and fats, which is made up of protein and fats. So the longest fiber of the cell body is called as axon, and this axon is covered with the protective covering which is called as myelin sheath, and the myelin sheath, it is made up of a protein and fats. Okay. So we have understood here that in case of a neuron, axon as well as dendrite, it arises from the cell body of the neuron. These are the dendrites which arises from the cell body. These are the small fibers, and the longest fiber which is axon, that also arises from the cell body. They are having the nerve endings also, students. Now the messages which is transported, which is transferred from the one neuron to other, it occur in the form of electrical impulses. So the dendrite, it pick up the nerve impulse, and this nerve impulses from that of the receptor, and this nerve impulse from the cell body reaches to the axon. Okay, it enter into the axon, and axon passes this one, the message to the nerve ending, and finally it will reaches to the other neuron. I repeat it. First of all, see what happened. The receptors, they used to get the chemical substances converted into electrical impulses. Now the cells which is present near to the receptor, which is called as sensory neuron. These sensory neuron consisting of a dendrite. So dendrite receive the electrical impulses. Now these electrical impulses from the dendrite reaches to cell body, and from cell body reaches to the axon, and finally reaches to the nerve ending. And from the nerve ending, it will transfer to the other neuron. One more thing, that between two neurons there is a small gap, and so how which is also called as synapse. So how the movement of the electrical impulses will occur from one neuron to another? It occurs because of the it occurs through a chemical substance which is also called as neurotransmitter. So let us see that what happened, how the process of the movement of the electrical impulses occur in the neuron. So we can write here that the receptors or the dendrites receives the impulses electrical impulses and transmit it to the cell body and then axon and finally transmitted to the other neuron through the nerve ending. Through the nerve ending. So let us see that what are the different neurons which used to carry. See students, there are actually 3 neurons. One is sensory neuron, other is motor neuron, and then relay neuron is there. The role of sensory neuron used to carry the information from the sense organ to the brain or to the spinal cord. What is the role of the motor neuron? Used to carry the information from the brain or the spinal cord to the respective effectors where the response will occur. The role of the relay neuron, it is a kind of a link, a connecting link which used to carry the information from the brain to the spinal cord or from the sensory neuron to the spinal cord. So it is a connecting link here. Okay. So I hope you have understood about the structure of the neuron. So we will see now that how the process of the transmission occur. This is really important. Only then we will be able to understand that how the nervous system actually works. Because the parts are okay, but it is the nerve cells which used to carry the information. So we should know that how the messages has been carried out. So we can say here that is neurons are of 3 types. And these 3 types are, the first one is sensory neuron. Let us see what is the role of a sensory neuron. So, it transmits impulses. Transmit impulses from the sensory cell. From the sensory cell towards the central nervous system. Central nervous system. Okay. So it transmits impulses from the sensory cell towards the central nervous system. This is the role of a sensory neuron. Role of a motor neuron. Transmit impulses from the central nervous system towards the muscle cells. Towards the muscle cells. So it used to carry the impulses from the central nervous system to the muscle cells. And finally, another neuron which is relay neuron. So, it occurs in the central nervous system. It occurs in central nervous system where they serves as a link between the other neurons. Okay, where they serve as a link between other neurons. Okay, sensory neuron, motor neuron and relay neuron, students. Now let us see that how the process of a transmission occur. So you see, between two neurons there is a small gap. It means they are not connected with each other very closely, but yes, there is a small gap between these two neuron. So the transmission of the information of the electrical impulses from the one neuron to the other neuron occur with the help of a chemical substances. Actually, the gap which is formed between the two neuron is called as synapse, and when the information from the receptor to reaches to the dendrite, from there it will reaches to the axon, and now when it have to reach to the other neuron, it again releases the chemical substance. See students, what happened when the stimulus is there? When the stimulus is there, it releases the chemical substance. This chemical substances will be taken up by the receptor, converting into electrical impulses, and then it will be transmitted to the neuron through dendrite. It will reaches to the nerve ending. Now it again starts releasing the chemical substance which consisting of the same electrical impulse. The meaning of the electrical impulse is here that it is carrying the same information. So that information which was earlier in a chemical substance has been converted into electrical impulse. Now this electrical impulse will start releasing the chemical substance when it reaches to the nerve ending, and the chemical substance will get converted into electrical impulses by the other neuron, and the electrical impulses which is taken by this chemical substance consisting of the same information. Now this impulse will be carried out from that particular neuron to the other neuron by the same method, by the same chemical substance. So the chemical substance which is released between the gap of the two neuron, it is called as neurotransmitter. So with the help of the neurotransmitter, the movement of the information from the one nerve cell to the other, or from the one neuron to the other neuron, can take place easily. So let me write here a few things which is really necessary to understand. That is, any two neuron in the nervous system do not join to one another completely. There is always a gap. There is always a small gap called as synapse. A small gap which is called as synapse is always present.